If you have a business and you want to expand your business by perhaps doing coaching, or maybe you're already a coach and you want some strategies on how to increase your pricing, but make sure you don't lose customers by increasing your pricing, and understand specifically what customers are looking for. Sometimes we think that we know what our customers are looking for, but I'm going to assure you it's a little deeper than that, yet it's still very simple. So let's go ahead and head to the other whiteboard here in just a second. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Gary Coxe. I'm a business and life strategist, author of books such as Don't Let Others Rent Space in Your Head. And also, if you are a member of any type of sales group or sales organization, I am doing a huge promotional tour where I'm waiving my $25,000 speaking fee and coming in at no cost. There are some conditions. If you look in the descriptions, we'll put that there in the descriptions. You just click the link there and you'll learn more about it. Also, I'd love to have you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let's get going. All right, let's talk about this. There's a couple things that your customers are looking for that you may not be thinking about when it comes to the sales process. And I'm going to share with you two main things that I find to be so vitally important. And when you're creating your processes, you're creating your scripts or your presentation, these are the two things that you have to focus on very extensively. Number one, they want one thing, and it's the outcome, right? They want an outcome, results, whatever you want to call it. Now think about this. Unfortunately, as humans, we like to take the course of what? Least resistance. So least resistance is we want it how? We want it fast. We want it easy. We also want it, depending on what it is, we want it to be painless. Now, depending on your product and your process, you want to try to do your very best to have all these things. And also very important, and this is where I see where most people make a lot of mistakes, especially as a coach. It needs to be measurable. You just don't want to say something like, I'll show you how to lose weight. That's not measurable. We're going to show you how to have more happiness, how to connect with your inner self. That is not measurable. How much weight and how quick of a time am I going to do it? Is it going to be easy? Is it going to be fast? These are things that your customers are looking for. So what I want you to do now is think about whatever your product is that you're offering. Are you making sure when the customer listens to you that they feel that there is an outcome there, that you can give them that, you can get them the results, and is there some way along the process you can make it fast, easy, or painless? So here's an example. I've joined numerous coaching groups, and one of the things that I was very disappointed, one not too long ago, spent a lot of money, and it was far from painless. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. There's no doubt about it. If you want to have major success, those of us who have major success in our lives, we have gone through some really serious, crazy stuff. So many times where you want to be, if you're not there, you have to learn to become that person. And if you're not that person now, it is going to be it's not going to be painless. You're going to have some pain. But what can you do to make it as painless as possible? One of the things that I did and I do in my coaching program is, for example, I believe it's so much smarter to do one presentation in front of 1 million people as opposed to one presentation in front of 50 or 100 people. So how do you do that? Well, one of the ways you could do that is learn how to get your own TV show or get on some major TV shows. I did Dr. Phil's show, The Doctors, for 3 years. I had Dr. Phil and NBC alone, each one of them spend over $1 million producing my TV segments. My point here is in my coaching program, instead of me teaching you how to get on these TV shows and Hulu and things like that, not only do I teach you, but to make it as painless as possible, I give you 120 casting producer contacts that you can reach out to. I'm trying to do everything I can to make it as painless as possible. I'm going to show you how to do it as fast as possible by giving you all those contacts. If you didn't have those contacts, it would take you years to collect them. So use that principle when you're working with your clients. What can you do in your process to make it as simple as possible? In these previous coaching programs, they made it so hard, they did not put me in connection with specific contexts that could have made it easier. If they made that part of their program, I would have rejoined and rejoined and rejoined. So it needed to be more tactical, all right? Next thing, number 2, is take them there. What do I mean by that? Take them there. Leadership. They need to know that you, let me get my marker here, that you can lead them to the promised land. If you can let them see the outcome, but they don't believe that you can lead them to that outcome, then you've lost them. So how do you get to the point that you can lead them? If you're a poor communicator, then you have to learn to communicate. I personally have done well over 3,000 presentations. That's why when you hear me speaking here, you don't hear me going, because I've done this so much. So I think that when you listen to me, you could be convinced that I could probably lead you to an outcome, or the outcomes that I may claim or say that I can lead you to if you were to hire me as a coach or something along that line. So do you have the confidence? Do you exude the confidence when people watch you and listen to you, that they look and say, wow, that man, that woman, that person is very competent, very confident at what they do. I believe they can lead me to my outcome. So I want you to be thinking about these things as you're thinking about your product, as you're thinking about offering your product to your clients and customers. Are you making sure in your presentation they see the outcome? If they don't see the outcome, why would they go to you? Because they're wanting to come to you to solve a problem in which you can get them results. So if they can't see that, and that's your fault, all right? You've got to paint that picture for them. That's what our responsibility is on this side. Then the next thing is leadership. Do you have the skills that they feel that when they watch and listen to you, that you can lead them to that outcome? Now, let's be honest, you can't change what you don't acknowledge. If you don't feel that when somebody watches you, that they look at you and go, that person is confident. That person is somebody that I know for a fact can lead me to my destination, then you might have some work to do. That's okay. I know when I first started doing TV and getting on speaking engagements, oh my gosh, I mean, I would have people respond, how terrible I was, and all these crazy things would come up. And they were right. That's the bad part about it. They were right. So what did I have to do? I had to improve, and I had to improve and improve. I remember just recently watching a video of Ed Sheeran. Is that his name, right? And he shared a clip of him in 2014, and it was god awful, right? I mean, it was so bad. And then 5 years, I think it was, 5 years later, he showed another clip, and that was one of his #1 songs. Unbelievable. So it takes practice, practice, practice. In fact, even till this day, like while I'm on this new promotional tour that I'm doing, the last one I did was like, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years ago. Now that I'm doing a new presentation and adding new things into it, I video it and I have it videoed, and I come back and I watch it, and I watch it over and over and over to make sure it's as best as I possibly can make it. I make sure I can clarify the outcome for those who are listening to me, and they know for a fact that I'm the person that can lead them to that outcome. Hope I've shared something to you of value today. I'd love to see your comments below. Subscribe if you haven't. I am out of here until the next video. Between now and the next time we get to chat, you know what to do, and if you don't, you do now. Don't let others rent space in your head. Have a blessed day. Look forward to seeing your comments below. We'll see you later.